I installed your rotors on my B9 RS5 with EBC red stuff brakes. There is a clicking, ticking noise coming from the front rotors. Are you aware of this issue, and is there a solution? We found that it can be based on what pads you're running. In our experience, OEM and OEM replacement style pads do not make these sounds.
I'm not familiar with the red stuff brakes, but a lot of the pad companies on performance pads will open up the guide tolerances so that at higher temperatures they don't bind in the calipers or on the guide pins.
Yeah, so
so there's a little more movement
pad
in there.
will click around in the caliper.
That might be what it is.
I'm not a big fan of EBC pads in general, so I would stay away from them. On the street, OEM pads or like Paget OE replacements, things like that work great. That's all you really need. And on track, then you're going to want to go with like a full track pad.
And the noise is
it's
not
going to be the
consideration.
noisiest shit you can imagine.
Yeah,
the noisier the better.
There's usually no rattle springs. There's usually no.
Yeah.
Because all that stuff is just is prone to issues when the temperatures really get extreme.
Yeah, I think the key clarification there is it's not an issue per se. It's
very likely it's just the pad design, the backing plate. There's a lot of considerations that go into the backing plate for thermal expansion. That's probably that pad is probably tailored more for higher temperature operating.
No, there's no mechanical issue. There's no safety issue. There's no performance issue. It is a issue of NVH and annoyance. And I get it. I wouldn't necessarily be crazy about driving around on the street having clicking brake pads either, but I do think it's not necessarily related to our rotors. It's more those pads.
Right.
We have lots of our rotors on cars here, and they're quite quiet. They do make more noise under braking due to the J hooks, but overall not bad at all.
We've worked with a number of different pad manufacturers over the years, and if you make a quiet pad work on the track, we've potato chipped a number of pads because they'll actually start binding up in the caliper carrier, and you're still obviously pushing on them with the brake pistons, and then the pad just starts deforming, and you get this like taco of a brake pad in the end.
Yeah, and then you're out in the paddock with a brake pad on the cement pavement, trying to sand it down to get it to loosen up, doing all kinds of other horrible things.
So there's all kinds of considerations when you're at the limit of material temperatures.
Well, I think